Rosai or Timor Leste, a land with beautiful beaches. For centuries, Timor-Leste people have considered weaving as part of their culture. Their woven cloth is called Tais. For Timor-Leste folks, Tais is more than just a piece of cloth. Tais is a part of nature and culture, woven with diligence, accuracy, and patience. The land of Timor-Leste supplies all that is required to make traditional Tais. The first step in the making of Tais starts with picking up cotton, or Gossypium hirsutum. Cotton plants with their beautiful flowers can be found easily in Timor-Leste. Cotton, still in the form of raw fiber, is then separated from the seeds. Timor-Leste folks have some simple technology they use to make the Tais. For example, the device for separating the cotton fiber from the seeds. By stuffing the fiber into the gaps in the grinder, it will be instantly separated from the seeds. The cotton fiber is then chopped until it becomes finer and more consolidated. The cotton is then spun into yarn using a spinner. One hand maintains the spinning speed of the spinner, while the other hand manages the thickness of the yarn. Every stage of the Tais making process is done manually, using simple technology devices. When the spun yarn is considered adequate, the next stage is binding the yarn. Each binding of the yarn forms a motif that will decorate the Tais. The binding technique on Tais is called futus. Futus is a technique for making patterns on Tais by creating bound yarns to form a particular pattern. So when dipped in dyeing, the color on the bound yarns remains unchanged. The futus technique is evidence that the Tais weavers are people who are diligent, intelligent, and talented. Another weaving technique that is often used in Timor-Leste is sotis. Traditional dyeing of Tais uses different types of plants, easily found in the neighborhood, such as leaves, bark, tubers, and roots. Used as natural dyes, yellow wood and turmeric, for example, produce yellow color. Indigo plants or indigofera produce blue. Dyeing naturally takes several days, weeks to months, depending on the complexity of the desired color. Each weaver has her own herbal concoction to create the desired colors. This is what makes every Tais unique. A simple backstrap loom is used to make Tais. Usually, it is made of pieces of wood that are formed in a way that is adjustable to provide comfort to the weavers. Such Tais weaving techniques and simple looms have been used for centuries. Tais weaving has been passed on for generations from mother to daughter. It is typically done during the dry season, when the tilling of all agricultural fields has been completed. For the women of Timor Leste, Tais is no longer about fulfilling their needs for clothing. Tais is a manifestation of their active existence and productive role in the community. As part of the effort to speed up development, the Timor-Leste government has set Tais as one of the culture-based creative industries. This creative industry is expected to encourage the opening of more jobs and improve people's welfare.
Tais is the national identity. It has been one of the most precious items in Timor Leste and expensive. And Tais also characterizes a different culture among the municipalities. The Tais developed in Bocau Municipal is different from the one in Weaving, for example. And Tais is an expression of the daily life of the community.
Setting Tais as a creative industry begins with creating Tais of a superior quality and a strong character. To that end, the Timor-Leste government has begun conducting a series of trainings. A number of weavers from 13 municipalities have undergone training to improve their weaving capacity as well as the quality of their work. They now have the know how to mix natural dyes to create 29 different colors. To increase the quantity of Tais on the market, a coloring technique using synthetic dyes was introduced to the weavers. Training was also conducted to use Tais to make apparels, handbags, shoes, and various knickknacks. Tais, therefore, becomes flexible to be used by anyone. The high level of intelligence possessed by the Tais weavers is now applied in a diverse range of products. The products are artistic and creative, and at the same time, strengthen Timor-Leste's identity. Initially, Tais was a dedicated offering of a Timor-Leste woman to her family. Tais is used in all the important rituals in the life cycle of the Timor-Leste folks, such as weddings, births, and deaths. Tais is also used as a dowry. Administratively, Timor-Leste consists of 13 municipalities. Although they all use the same binding technique, each region has its own distinctive motive. Tais motive in each region is influenced by the local culture, tradition, and natural condition. Take Tais from Bobonaro, for example. Black was the dominant color for the Bobonaro Tais, but now a variety of colors have begun to be used, especially on Tais intended for children and teenagers. Tais from Oekusi has a different characteristics. Tais of this municipality has a lot more color variations. Oekusi Tais is richly adorned with icons depicting Christianity brought by the Portuguese in the middle of the 20th century. In addition to cotton yarn with natural coloring, Oekusi Tais often uses synthetic yarns that can be bought at the store. Women and men wear different type of Tais. Men put on a Tais mane, which is in the form of a large sheet with a tassel on its two sides. while women wear a Tais feto, which is in the form of a sarong. There is also Tais in a smaller form that is often used as a shawl or hung around the neck. Tais is the highest expression of brotherhood and respect. Therefore, not surprisingly, Tais is often used to welcome guests of honor and be presented as gifts to them. Tais, as the identity of the Timor Leste people, is now developing into a creative product with selling power. Tais as a creative product drives the economic growth and welfare of the Timor Leste people. Groups producing Tais and creative products are growing in number.
We believe that by diversifying the Tais, or by introducing the creative industry, transforming Tais into industrial commodity would contribute to the economic growth in respective municipalities. And Tais also as an item that we use as a gift, for example, as part of our diplomacy. I should say, Tais diplomacy.
Rui Carvalho, owner of Rui Collection, is one of them. This talented designer gave Tais a special niche in all the apparels that he designed. Rui proved that the ancient and traditional weaving has its place in the fashion world. Tais, as a product of culture, has become the means of creating welfare for women and children in the Alola Foundation. This non-governmental organization was started by the First Lady Kirsty Sword Guzmao in 2001. In Alola Foundation, Tais was created into a variety of shapes for sale. Full proceeds were used for the welfare of women artisans in Alola Foundation. Traditional Tais and its related creative products can be found at Things and Stories, located in Timor Hotel. The gallery, founded by Maite Munarao and Joao Ferro, looks after 60 groups of Tais artisans in 7 municipalities of Timor-Leste. Each Tais in Things and Stories has a deed. This deed records the name of the manufacturer, municipality of origin, manufacturing technique, and the year of manufacture. Another popular place to get Tais is the Tais market in Dili. This market, which has been operating since 1993, supplies a variety of Tais and their various derivatives. To this day, the Tais market is still the main destination for Timor-Leste people to buy Tais for their traditional needs. Tourists also often come to this market. Tais from all municipalities of Timor-Leste can be found in this market. Tais and creative products made from Tais are now more easily obtainable with the opening of the weekend market, initiated by the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Environment of Timor-Leste. Agustina Suarez learned how to make Tais from her mother. As a weaver, Agustina feels responsible for preserving Tais as the identity of the Timor-Leste people. She founded the Tais Lafayette Group at her home in Dili. Agustina focuses on teaching children in her neighborhood to make Tais. Agustina is aware that the sustainability of Tais lies in the hands of the younger generation of Timor-Leste.
like to thank everyone, those who collaborate with this endeavor in transforming our ties into a more valuable item. We believe that ties would boost the economic growth and respond to the necessity of our community, especially in the areas where ties are developed. Thank you. Obrigado, Barak.
Tais is a story about perseverance, wisdom, and the identity of Timor Leste. Tais is the actual merging of the Timor Leste people with nature, an ancestral legacy that must be preserved to be a source of well-being for Timor Leste people in the future.